This video is intended to describe a light blade talisman named Coherence. To join me today will be this whimsical stick figure chakra map to be able to illustrate various chakra stimulation based on the crystalline composition of quite vast nature for its compact wearable size. Starting off with the primary blade band scaffolding seen like so, running laterally right here with its own quadrant right here as its apex band, vaguely resembling a figure eight, is developed to be an impeccable energetic recirculation containment to reroute the energy consistently through its own individual crystalline ignition sequence orders. Starting off with the transmutation ratio seen right here, a combination of hematite and smoky quartz offset like so, going up here to this lateral band and right here to be its own quadrant of frequency to be the common ground, quite integral to, of course, make the magic real in this endeavor, as well as be a good grounded base scaffolding. Hematite is a fantastic excess grounder of excess energy through the root chakra, the earth stars, into the earth for reprocessing, in tandem with smoky quartz providing the same energetic stimuli to, once again, purify all excess densities by firm earth chakra, earth star, earth resonance right there. So the two together can be considered etheric dialysis of deep transmutation that's inherently very discouraging for negative energy to maintain the auric field with that much earth reroute buffering recirculation energy. Then right here, there'll be the apex band, which the necklace shall be installed right here once this video is completed, of course, consisting of clear quartz to work as a neutral acceleration into red jasper right here. Red jasper is earth elemental, absolute stabilization of the root chakra, which is a perfect antithesis complementary frequency to the heavy blue air elemental frequency with the heavy earth to further stabilize grounded application with this very coherent construct by design. Then the primary blade band scaffolding, which it probably earns the designation of a coherence platform. It starts off with clear quartz going to lapis lazuli. Lapis lazuli is a very famous blue-ray crystal of magical antiquity utilization of air elemental 5th and 6th chakra stimulation. It is very powerful for promoting cities and psychic gifts and sovereign capacity of who they are in truth in creation, which inherently is very coherent in nature, that is developed, of course, to be very encouraging and stimulating to one's higher faculties, embodiment, most importantly, the 5th chakra. With clear quartz, to work as a neutral accelerant, going into purple fluorite. So fluorite is a very fantastic stone in the mineral kingdom of impeccable order out of chaos. So basically, it's inherently very coherent structure vibration in the crystal kingdom, has a very profound third eye stimulation of air elemental composition as well, that works to mitigate cross interference between the left and right hemispheres very effectively. That would, of course, be encouraging to whole brain thinking, aka the awakened third eye. So that capacity is quite critical in the coherence ratio to, of course, know thyself in truth with lapis right there by design. Then the fluorite to further smooth out the patterns right there between divisitory interference patterns is very much the coherence wavelength. With clear quartz and lapis and clear quartz and fluorite and so on, grounding back into the transmutation scaffolding to work as a common ground. So right there, that'd be the illustration of the figure eight scaffolding that works as the recirculation, containment, rerouting of energy at a consistent ratio. So there also, of course, are many crystals installed here, which have been somehow, some way grounded to the primary wire seen right here of copper, brass, and silver spooled together to work as the main vein of the construct. So every single crystal about to be mentioned, of course, will be working in tandem in one closed-loop reactive circuit by design. Starting off with healer's gold right here, which is another iron-based combination of pyrite and magnetite working together. Just like hematite is a very high iron-bearing mineral, which is very encouraged for grounding all excess radial energy firmly through the cellular structure into the body and into the earth for processing, of course, to be quite integral for making the magic real, as well as a very powerful etheric energies insulation shielding for the auric field as well, particularly when it comes to the grounding of a higher frequency designation by design, to, of course, be a perfect antithesis contingency to apply the higher guidance into practical application, which is always the endeavor of every one of these constructs that pass through my hands. Then above this blade facing right here will be 2 gold ray crystals of divine source attunement, that of golden healer quartz as well as Himalayan golden zestite. Both these frequencies work in tandem fantastic together with vibrational compound interest to have a very powerful high heart attunement resonance to direct source contact, which is very, very advantageous for the spiritual adept to have a direct source attunement, which I always mention is a bit of a holy grail attunement homage by design in this construct. Then above that will be moldavite, a green ray crystal of great notoriety and great power of magic, so to speak, to be a quintessential dharmic accelerant, to dramatically intensify one's connection to creation in a very swift fashion, which of course is the seat of great many psychic powers, siddhis, and most importantly, one's true divine alignment manifest in the conscious self, which is quite the powerful, swift acceleration into that alignment. On the other side right here, actually I put it in the sunlight for illustration. This right here is seraphinite. Seraphinite is a very fantastic green ray crystal that is a full master healer of the full chakra calm light by from top to bottom. That works very powerfully to simulate the entire auric field and works very diligently to also, most importantly, dismantle patterns of dis-ease found stored in the chakra calm as a true master healer. Then above that will be scoicite, a white ray crystal of quintessential divinity that is very similar to the third eye, the crown chakra, and the higher chakras back to one's Godhead connection, to attunement to source. So that aspect is very, very advantageous. Divine resonator brings extreme calming divine peace by resonance through the entire structure. Then above that will be turquoise, a very famous 5th chakra stimulant of antiquity. That's a combination of earth, fire, water, and air combined in the focus of the 5th chakra to generate wholeness and pranic stimulation, which is also a tremendously beautiful, amazing crystal of great utilization in magical endeavors in the annals of recorded history. So that's why that's there. Okay. So that'd be the blade facing discussed. Next I'll be discussing what the hood is, and I'll be discussing the purpose of this white leather strap that shall serve as insulation. So the aspect of the white leather, of course, has a full 7-ray diffusing of the 7 rays spectrums of light to have the full color spectrum covered as a little color therapy homage resonance. Then, of course, it also works to protect all these stones seen right here as they're being worn as a talisman or put in a pocket. For example, these constructs are made to be rather durable for tool's sake so that they can endure many different things. But the aspect that's most important about this white leather seen right here is the capacity to insulate the energy of these exotic crystals seen under here, so it mitigates the stray leakage of the energy, so it's more condensed and coherently focused through the primary blade band as well as the apex band right here. And under the hood right here, this would be black tektite, which is a product of meteorite impacting sand, so it's definitely a quintessential heaven-to-earth frequency stimulant. But the aspect that's very fortuitous about this particular black ray space magic crystal is that it raises vibrations from a black ray earth star scaffolding raising up from the base scaffolding, which is very conducive to actually raising the physical vibratory threshold of the resonance from a very foundational setting, which is very advantageous for many reasons. Then right here would be a piece of shungite, a black ray crystal very famous in its day and age to mitigate the harmful 5G wavelengths we contend with as a modern species, which is quite crucial in the aspect of being a carbon-based charcoal filter, deep purification further, just like the transmutation ratio, to purify the atomical structure of the physical avatar in a very effective way, but of course in the same process mitigating the bombardments of negative energy that we contend with cell phones and things of that nature. Then over here will be star argonite as well as Tibetan black quartz. So the aspect of the Tibetan black quartz and star argonite I can describe in the same vein as the large piece of seraphinite seen right here. All three of them are their very individual, unique mineral characteristic vibratory qualities that work fantastic as a trifecta or a triangulation of the same frequency of full master healing capacity of top to bottom dismantling of any dysfunctional patterns, not of dharmic divine template, patterns of dis-ease, once again, through the entire chakra column. So those three together work fantastic as a trinity. And then, that would be actually almost it. Now I'll be discussing the white selenites and kyanites as well as the wooden core of oak. So the aspect of the wooden range of oak is quite crucial as a core of this construct. So the aspect of the entire silica radius crystal energy built around this construct, around the oak, is quite integral, for the oak has a deep carbon-based transference, energy capacity of light resonance for the physical avatar that is carbon-based for now. And the aspect of course, having the carbon-based oak being a very strong strengthening frequency influence for the physical avatar, it also takes, of course, the silica radius crystal energy and makes it further compatible with the physical avatar to quite simply make the magic real. Oh, pardon me. So then right here, affixed to the oak on both sides, would be selenite, seen here. So selenite is a very fantastic 6, 7, 8 non-physical chakra stimulant clearing back to one's Godhead, clearing debris between higher guidance and one's conscious self, which is already truly amazing for the spiritual adept. It also, with that high frequency induction, also works as a divine alignment, purification of stagnation that would be impeding the auric flow as well. To purify the entire auric field be very discouraging for negative, non-divine aligned energies in that capacity of highest truth to maintain the auric field. So it's a true master healer in its own right. But where it always plays a crucial role is the aspect of the entire crystalline composition mentioned thus far. It takes the entire frequency pitch range as a common output. It works to purify all these crystals, works to amplify all of these crystals, as well as works to harmonize and bring equilibrium to the entire crystal range, which, as I always say, is a triumphant trio for an effective spirit tool in application. Then, next to the selenites would be 2 spectrums of kyanite. Black kyanite is the most rapid transmitter of grounding energy in the mineral kingdom. Hence, it takes the entire crystal radius pitch and makes a high transference so that the energy consistently transfers through the root into the earth as quick as absolutely possible, because it is quite simply the most rapid transfer of energy resonance in the mineral kingdom. So that's why the black is so integral as a surge protector to ensure the frequency pitch is making its mark into Earth, as well as, most importantly, too, to further make the magic real. And with that high frequency induction, it works like a drain plug also for any energies coming in that works very effectively to discharge and reroute the excess buffer and basically work as a bypass for any negativity to ground to the Earth for reprocessing. In tandem with blue kyanite seen right here, just like the aspect of the fluorite mentioned previously, blue kyanite is a very fantastic bridging of light of energy to repattern blockages between the left and right hemispheres, aka the awakened third eye, whole brain thinking. So it's also very effective for consistently transmitting energy to reroute and clear coherently the aspects of higher guidance. So the two together, of course, also work as another layer of etheric Teflon or energy shielding for the entire auric field, with a very high amount of rerouting, rebuffering, reprocessing of energy that's very discouraging for weaker, stagnant, non-divine energies to stick in the field due to that much reroute, rebuffering, processing at the speed of quantum light, quite literally. Well, that would be short but sweet. Then that would be the Light Blade Talisman of Coherence. 1,000 blessings, and may the force be with us all.